I've been seeing a man in my backyard for the past 2 nights. Before I can go into any more detail, I need to give you some background information. I am a male who lives in a relatively nice neighborhood. It's your average small town, run-of-the-mill suburbs area with not a lot of people. I am a college kid who's home on break while my parents have gone away, which doesn't help at all. I have a 2-story house. I do not have a gun, nor do I have any real weapons other than kitchen knives. I am not on any medication, and I have no record of schizophrenia or any other mental illnesses. I barely have any relationships with my neighbors, most of whom are elderly, and the rest I have minimal contact with. I do not have any people in my neighborhood that I know of who have reasons to attack or harm me. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into what has been happening. About 2 nights ago, I woke up very late in the night, and I went to go to the bathroom to go take a shit. Now, my 2nd-story bathroom has a window that can see the entirety of my backyard. Directly behind it is a cul-de-sac which you can see directly into. There's a group of trees and a pile of rocks and some mulch and stuff that divides my backyard between the cul-de-sac. Usually I can see everything in my bathroom without turning the lights on because my neighbor's house dimly lights up the room. As I'm using the toilet, I look outside and I notice there's a car parked directly facing my house in the cul-de-sac. Now, if you've ever seen a cul-de-sac before, you know that when you park your car, you either always park it next to the curves of the sack or on the sides of the street or in someone's driveway. But this car was directly facing the curve behind my house. I thought this was extremely strange, considering whoever parked must have been there to visit someone. But if that was the case, then why would they not have parked in one of the driveways? The people who lived behind me were both elderly, so they probably didn't have some big block party I didn't know about. And even then, only an idiot would park like that. As I stared into the car, I could distinguish a figure in the driver's seat, just sitting there. Since the lights were not on in my bathroom, whoever was in the car probably couldn't see me through that window. At this point, I was determined to see just who the fuck was in there. So I went downstairs and got my binoculars from my dad's closet. I went back to the bathroom to see who was there. Take in mind, this is 3 in the fucking morning. What person in their right mind would just be in their car sitting in the middle of the winter night? As I walked back inside the bathroom, I looked outside to find nothing. The car had since left. I thought it was a relief, seeing as probably was just freaking out over nothing and the person was just leaving whoever they were visiting. But then again, what are the odds that the moment I notice the car, that's the moment the person leaves? I finally calmed myself down and went back to sleep. The next day, a mix of boredom and paranoia got the better of me. I decided it was time for some investigation. I went to my backyard cul-de-sac to see if there was any trace of the person who was there last night. Nothing whatsoever. I went to my neighbor's house to see if they had anybody over that night. Maybe it would clarify just why the fuck someone would be parked there. I asked both the owners of the 2 houses on the cul-de-sac, all of whom said they didn't have any visitors. I asked for their numbers and I left. So this is when my paranoia really started to kick in. This was fucked up. I had no clue whether the person was coming back later, and I can't call the police, as they won't respond to a complaint that isn't even valid. I decided to wait until later to see if the person came back. I spent that night talking with my college friends about it over video chat, all of whom thought I was either making it up or freaking out over nothing. I signed off with them and then went to watch some Netflix. It got pretty late. The entire time, I just kept thinking about looking out my window though to check. But since my friends had told me I was worrying about nothing, and also since I'm a bit of a coward anyway, I just never checked it. Finally, the clock ticked 3:24 a.m. The exact time I woke up the night before. I thought, fuck it. Might as well check to be sure. This is where I absolutely shit myself. The same exact car was parked, and there was a man in a black hoodie and a ski mask standing right next to it, just staring at my house. I immediately ran to go get my phone to dial my neighbors, none of which answered. I ran back to the window only to see that he was standing in my fucking backyard. This was no longer a burglary attempt, because if it was, he would be looking through my lower house windows trying to break in. This had to be some sort of a stalker. I decided, fuck this. I opened up my window and screamed at the top of my lungs. "Who the fuck are you?" No response. "I'm gonna call the fucking police. Get the fuck off my property." Finally, the man spoke. "Have a nice day." He said it in that cheery way like a cashier would say at a store when you were leaving. The man waltzed, and I literally mean he waltzed like a happy cartoon character back to his car and left. I called the police immediately. They asked me if I had any friends who were trying to play a prank on me. I said no. Like I said, this town was relatively small and the police did jack shit. They told me that if it happens again to call them immediately. I am shitting myself right now. It's currently 11 p.m. and God knows if he'll be back tonight. I'm going to be looking out my window all night waiting for him. I'll keep you all in touch if anything happens. Wish me luck. It's about 12:30. I'm currently staring outside my window, just waiting for this man to come. I've informed my neighbors about his arrival, and they have told me they're also on the lookout. I feel extremely nervous, but at least I have my neighbors helping me out. I just want this to be over. An hour has gone by. No one's shown up yet. Got a call from my mom about a half hour ago. Haven't told them anything about the shit that's happening. I just told her I loved her and hung up the phone. My friends have been Snapchatting me, asking me about this shit. I said I'll try to get them a picture of him if I can. If I do get a picture, I'll upload it so you guys can see it as soon as possible. I just got a call from my neighbors. They said they see a car parked up the street from them. One of my neighbors who's in his mid-40s, he's gonna go check it out, he said. My foot is tapping like crazy right now, guys. Neighbor just called me back. It's a false alarm. Turns out it was just the car of a family who just got home. Fuck me. This suspense is making me sick. It's about 10 till 2, and my neighbor called and said he's going to sleep. And this isn't good. I just hope the rest of them hold out for me until the rest of the night. I don't know if I can honestly fall asleep at all. I've already chugged 2 cups of coffee, and I'm as alert as possible. Alright guys, I was looking out my window when I heard something in the bushes in my backyard. I couldn't tell whether it was the guy, the wind, or some animal, so I turned on my backyard light. Nothing there. I think this paranoia is getting to me. Alright guys, it's official. I am losing my shit. I heard something crash in my kitchen. I ran downstairs to see what was happening. Some pan had fallen over from the shelf. Nothing notable, but it scared the absolute shit out of me. I went back upstairs to start looking out the window again. At one of the streets right off my backyard, which is about 200 yards away, through the trees, I saw a car at a corner flashing its brights repeatedly, and then making a right driving away from the street leading to my house. What the fuck is going on? Is this motherfucker taunting me? Alright, I just got a post from a Reddit user from JoeNid1, and he has me freaked the fuck out. I am out of here. I'm bringing my laptop and my wallet and my phone with me. I'm going to my neighbor's house and staying there. I am not staying in this house another second after reading that, man. Fuck that. You're in danger. That man has full intent towards you. If he had said have a nice day, then waltzed to his car, he's a killer, straight and simple. You need to think. Did you ever cause a car accident where someone got hurt badly? Did you brush off the amorous feelings of a girl at some time and she killed or harmed herself? Did you bully someone in high school or mock them constantly in front of others? Have you joined internet chats and made comments that could piss someone off in any way? Did you get someone fired from their job possibly? Did you flip someone off while driving or yell at them or call them anything? Rack your brain to determine if that person is there to get even with you for something. If you got someone pissed at you, it would help to remember an incident you think the stalking could be related to. Once you've determined whether or not this behavior could be related to a past event or not, you'll have more information to rely on, like how venomous his intentions are towards you. He's picked you to do it to, so in some fashion, he knows who you are. Or your mom, dad, or other family member may have told on Facebook where they're going, how long they'll be gone, and that their son would be at the house alone, caretaking it during their absence. And if some man had been reading those and had been watching your family for whatever reason, you may see your folks' absence and your arrival as a perfect opportunity to make a move he's been wanting to make for some time now. What's your dad do for a living? Does he own a business? Did he fire a guy the last year or so? Did he refuse someone who asked if he needed a partner or a co-owner for the business? Did he report someone to cops or sit on jury duty, or was he a witness to something and told the police? Did anybody in your family have any of that going on last year? I'm going to tell you right now, the way he cheerily said have a nice day and then waltzed, literally, to his car, that's a sign of someone not only capable of extreme violence, they show signs of unconditionability. In their mind, anything they do is thoroughly justified. And once they decide to hate you or someone in your family, they'll relish that feeling and nurture it for about a year until it's full-on seething disgust and hatred or jealousy before they make their move. I think of those certain types as anniversary stalkers because they love the day they first started hating you so much that they want to celebrate it with an anniversary approach. In honor of a year ago when they started hating you officially. I could be wrong about him being that type, but I'm telling you, I've had run-ins a few times in my life with the anniversary stalkers, and they are the deadliest possible type to be up against because they make what they're doing or gonna do to you a romance. They're willing to die for the pleasure it's gonna give them. You need to get the fuck out immediately. Lock the house, leave the TV and a few lights on, porch ones too, and leave. You have no gun, crossbow, nothing. That person's dangerous as hell. Please, go. Tell your folks immediately everything in detail. Say you really feel like this guy's gonna kill you and you don't even know him or what it's about and you gotta leave. Go. I'm currently at my neighbor's house staring at the backyard in the cul-de-sac. I walked right out my back door and sprinted. I was not casually walking over there. I rang the doorbell as fast as I could. They saw me, thankfully, and opened the door immediately. Scariest shit I've ever done. I was worried he was literally just gonna pull up any second. Now I just wait. Hope for the best. It's about 10 to 3. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened. I am absolutely treading what will happen at 3:24 though. So far I've seen 2 cars pass my house. I couldn't tell if they're the same car as the one the stalker was using. At the same time, I can't tell if it was the same car passing by both ways. This guy is playing tricks on my mind. I am ready to dial 911 any second now. I called my parents and I told them what is happening. They said they'll be on their way home tomorrow. God, please protect me. This guy is definitely coming. A car came up the streets on the cul-de-sac and started flashing its high beams again and left. He's trying to fuck with my mind. Thank God I left that house, because the direction he is going, he is definitely coming back around to my house. Fuck, I am scared, guys. And I'm not even in my house anymore. The moment I even see him outside his car, I am calling the police. My neighbor and I both agreed we are going to leave the house and drive to police station as soon as we see him parked near my house. My heart is absolutely racing. I can't believe I'd just been waiting in my house this whole time, just waiting for him to come. What the fuck was I thinking? It's 3:20. Still nothing yet. Even if he doesn't come, I sure as hell am not going back to my house. I'm not even sure if I'll stay here. This is the scariest shit that's ever happened to me. Holy fuck. I just got chills down my back. Someone is parked in my fucking driveway. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'll try to update you guys on mobile later and when they arrest this guy, but I'm leaving now. Thank you for all the support, and thank you, Jonid1. You may have saved my life. Alright guys, it's about 1:15 the following day. I'm sorry for not responding sooner. For those who are concerned, I am alive. I went to the police station and have been questioned. They're working on finding the guy. They haven't found him yet, unfortunately. I went to a hotel and got some sleep, and I literally just woke up. I'll update you guys in a new video as soon as I can. Right now, I'm just taking some time to get this sorted out. Thanks everyone for your support. I really appreciate it.